6 Silent Threats That Could Steal Your Life After 70. Have you ever wondered why many people over 70 seem to slip away so quietly, without the dramatic signs you might expect? It's a subtle, unsettling truth. Most deaths in later life aren't caused by a sudden catastrophe or excruciating pain, but by slow, insidious conditions that develop over decades. In today's discussion, we're going to dive into 6 major causes that account for nearly all deaths after age 70. This isn't meant to scare you, it is meant to empower you through awareness. Once you understand the true threats, you can take action now to make small adjustments in your daily life to help protect your health, preserve your independence, and extend the quality years you've worked so hard to achieve. We live in a time when words like senior health, healthy aging, retirement wellness, and geriatric care are trending topics on Google. The facts are being uncovered through studies, research, and the real-life stories of countless families. With awareness comes the power to act. Every day, simple, overlooked signals from your body could be warning you about silent conditions that build gradually until one day, everything changes. Let us get into these 6 threats, each one a potential catalyst for decline if left unchecked, and discover how understanding them can help you preserve the life you deserve. Number 1. The silent progression of cardiovascular disease. One of the most common and perhaps most dangerous culprits behind deaths in the senior years is cardiovascular disease. Unlike dramatic events that announce themselves with clear, painful symptoms, cardiovascular disease often creeps in quietly, masquerading as general fatigue or the simple signs of aging. The slow buildup of plaque in your arteries, the gradual stiffening of your blood vessels, and the unnoticed rise in blood pressure are quietly wreaking havoc inside your body long before you notice any dramatic change. Many older adults dismiss symptoms like shortness of breath when climbing stairs, lingering fatigue after routine activities, or slight swelling in the ankles. They chalk them up as the natural byproducts of getting older. But these subtle signs are your body's way of whispering a dire warning. Your heart might be struggling to circulate oxygen efficiently. Consider the story of Harold, a 76-year-old man who seemed active and sharp. Harold walked every morning and believed his diet was decent. Yet one evening, after enjoying dinner, he slumped quietly in his chair. By the time help arrived, it was too late. Harold had been living with high blood pressure, ignoring regular check-ups, and the silent progression of cardiovascular disease had quietly escalated until his heart simply could not keep up. His tragic end serves as a stark reminder that the early signs, light fatigue, minor discomfort, should never be discarded as mere inconveniences. The alarming reality is that cardiovascular disease doesn't always come with pain or dramatic warnings like chest pain or severe discomfort. Often, the very first sign could be a sudden cardiac arrest or an unexpected stroke. That's why regular screenings and consistent management of blood pressure, cholesterol levels, and overall heart health are vital. Adjustments such as moderating salt and sugar intake, staying physically active with low-impact exercises, and consulting with your doctor before ignoring even minor symptoms can serve as lifelines. The silent nature of cardiovascular disease means that your heart's warning signals might be soft whispers, but if you learn to listen, you can act before that quiet murmur turns into a deafening alarm. It's crucial for anyone over 70 or for those approaching that age to become vigilant about cardiovascular health. Simple lifestyle modifications aren't about turning your daily routine upside down, they're about paying closer attention to the body's signals. Ask yourself, have I been noticing unusual shortness of breath? Am I unusually fatigued after routine activities? These are not signs of inevitable decline, but potential cues that your heart is working overtime. The good news is, with regular exercise, a heart-healthy diet rich in fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains, and by steering clear of excessive smoking or alcohol, you can guard against the silent killer that is cardiovascular disease. It's about turning that quiet awareness into decisive action so that the heart that has carried you through decades of life will continue to beat strongly for many more years. If you've ever experienced a flutter in your chest or noticed that climbing stairs has become unusually taxing, do not wait for a dramatic crisis. Instead, schedule that checkup, consult with your doctor, and make the small adjustments that could sustain you. Because in the end, protecting your heart is synonymous with protecting your future, ensuring that the life you've built doesn't get quietly unraveled by a condition that could have been addressed long before it was too late. Number 2, long-term damage to the lungs. While the heart quietly stages its battle, your lungs also face a slow, relentless decline over the years. The gradual loss of lung function is another common cause of serious health issues in those over 70. Unlike the heart, which might abruptly announce its troubles, lung damage tends to occur incrementally, often going unnoticed until it becomes a severe barrier to healthy living. Your lungs, like other organs, experience a natural decline in capacity as you age. They may not fail suddenly but become less effective at exchanging oxygen, making every breath a challenge. This slow decay is frequently mistaken for normal aging and expected decline that everyone must accept. However, conditions such as chronic obstructive pulmonary disease (COPD), emphysema, and other forms of respiratory failure can result from this very gradual wear and tear. They might be exacerbated by decades of exposure to pollutants, environmental toxins, or even second-hand smoke. And even if you never smoked yourself, living in areas with poor air quality or being exposed frequently to respiratory irritants can gradually rob your lungs of their elasticity. Consider the story of Linda, an 82-year-old woman who had never smoked. Despite her non-smoking status, Linda grew up in a bustling city with high pollution levels and spent many years in a household where others smoked. Over time, she began to experience increasing difficulty in catching her breath during routine activities. Simple tasks, like walking from the kitchen to the living room, began to feel like monumental challenges. A persistent cough, occasional wheezing, and an overall sense of reduced stamina became her quiet companions. Linda attributed these changes to just getting older until her doctor diagnosed her with restrictive lung disease, a condition that had silently undermined her body's ability to take in oxygen normally. By the time she sought help, the damage was extensive, and her treatment options were limited. The narrative of lung damage in older adults is not always dramatic. Often, it manifests as a slow loss of energy, an increasing need to sit down during activities, or even a frequent, unexplained fatigue. These symptoms can easily be dismissed as mere signs of aging, but in truth, they are the lungs' way of expressing distress. The key to preventing the worst outcomes is early detection and proactive measures. Regular respiratory check UPS, proper vaccinations for the flu and pneumonia, maintaining a clean, smoke-free environment, and even using air purifiers during periods of high pollution can make a significant difference. Additionally, many doctors recommend engaging in breathing exercises or light physical activities that support lung capacity. It might seem counterintuitive to exercise when every breath feels labored, but gentle, consistent movement can help your lungs remain effective for longer. In essence, protecting your lungs requires a dual approach, being vigilant about the early, subtle signs of reduced function, and actively engaging in practices that promote respiratory health. If you've ever found yourself needing to pause and catch your breath when you used to breeze through daily activities, consider that a signal. Listen to your body. If even minor symptoms persist, they could be the early warnings of a deeper problem. The cost of ignoring these signs is steep, as lung damage can trigger a cascade of health problems that affect your heart, brain, and overall energy levels. Understanding these risks, and acting on them with timely health check UPS and lifestyle modifications, is the key to safeguarding your respiratory wellness. In doing so, you bolster your quality of life, ensuring that your future is filled with healthful, vibrant days. Number 3, the hidden toll of mismanaged diabetes. Diabetes is often seen as just another chronic illness, but for many older adults, especially those over 70, the damage caused by years of mismanaged blood sugar levels can be both profound and largely silent. Diabetes, when left unchecked, slowly erodes the body's foundation, leading to complications that affect nearly every vital system. Nerve damage, kidney failure, vision impairment, and the perpetual difficulty in recovering from even minor injuries all feed into a cycle of decline that many never see coming. What makes diabetes particularly insidious in the elderly is that its effects can be very gradual. You might feel perfectly fine even if your blood sugar levels are consistently higher than they should be. Over time, that unbalanced state chips away at your body's defenses. You may notice small, seemingly insignificant symptoms, a slight numbness in your feet, changes in your vision that you attribute to aging, or wounds that take much longer to heal than they used to. These are not just inconveniences, they are red flags that your body is under silent assault. Take the story of George, a 79-year-old who prided himself on his active lifestyle and lean physique. George never considered himself at risk for diabetes. After all, he looked healthy and felt energetic most days. However, during a routine checkup, his doctor discovered that his blood sugar had been elevated for years. George was shocked to learn that the quiet damage was already set in motion. Within a couple of years, he developed severe nerve pain in his legs, a foot wound that refused to heal, and eventually, complications that spiraled into kidney failure. His condition deteriorated rapidly not because diabetes struck suddenly, but because the cumulative effects of mismanaged blood sugar took their toll over time. This is why awareness is so critical. The damage caused by diabetes is cumulative, and in older adults, every day counts. Regular A1C testing, mindful monitoring of daily blood sugar levels, and lifestyle choices that limit the intake of hidden sugars and refined carbohydrates can make a monumental difference. Small, deliberate changes such as incorporating more whole foods, engaging in daily moderate exercise like walking or chair exercises, and attending regular health screenings can help mitigate the otherwise inevitable decline. Diabetes is often dubbed the silent killer precisely because it doesn't always announce its damage with dramatic flair. Instead, it slowly undermines your body's ability to function normally, almost as if it's working in the background while the rest of your life continues unabated. But once complications begin, such as poor circulation leading to foot ulcers or persistent changes in vision, the damage might already be severe. Recognizing the early signs, those subtle hints that something isn't right, is key to turning the tide. Being proactive with your diet, exercise, and medical appointments is not just a recommendation, it's an essential lifeline. If you or someone you know has noticed changes such as numbness in the extremities, difficulty with wound healing, or unexplained fatigue that doesn't improve with rest, don't ignore these signals. They may be the quiet warnings of a condition that has been developing for years. Early action can prevent complications from escalating, ensuring that your quality of life remains robust and fulfilling. After all, you deserve your independence and health, and combating the hidden toll of diabetes means reclaiming control over your body before its silence becomes your undoing. Number 4, undetected cancers growing quietly. Cancer is one of the most feared words in the English language, and yet for many older adults, certain forms of cancer develop so quietly that they are often undetected until they have advanced significantly. It is a sobering fact that cancers such as those affecting the pancreas, colon, prostate, or even the ovaries can grow relentlessly over months or even years without causing obvious symptoms. They lurk in the background, taking root in the body's tissues, while you continue with your daily routines largely unaware of the invisible threat. Unlike other health issues that might provoke early warning signs like the shortness of breath in cardiovascular disease or the lingering fatigue of lung ailments, cancer can be a master of disguise. You might feel perfectly normal, eating well, sleeping soundly, and carrying on with your life with only the subtlest shifts in your body's signals. A gradual loss of appetite, unexplained weight loss, persistent fatigue, or mild discomfort in an area that you've never had problems with before might be the only hints that something is amiss. People often dismiss these symptoms as part of getting older, not realizing that they could be the first whispers of an ominous enemy. Consider the case of Joyce, an 83-year-old woman who had always been the picture of health and independence. Joyfully active in her community, she suddenly began experiencing persistent bloating after meals and a general feeling of fullness that was out of character. At first, these changes were brushed off as normal aging, with her friends reassuring her that such shifts were expected. But deep inside, an unsettled feeling grew. By the time she sought medical advice, further testing revealed that Joyce had developed ovarian cancer. Although it was advanced, early detection might still have made a significant difference in her treatment options. Joyce's experience underscores a critical point: ignoring small changes because it must be aging can sometimes lead to catastrophic delays in diagnosing a life-threatening condition. Early detection is the most powerful tool we have in the battle against cancer. Regular screenings such as colonoscopies, low-dose CT scans for lung cancer in high-risk individuals, PSA tests for prostate issues, or even routine blood work can pick up cancers before they have the opportunity to spread widely. These tests are especially important after age 70, when the risk increases and the body's resilience naturally declines. It isn't about succumbing to fear, but rather about empowering yourself with knowledge and proactive care. If you notice any unusual changes in your body, even subtle ones, it is vital to consult with your doctor promptly. Undetected cancers remind us that vigilance is key in preserving our health during our later years. It is a call to action: pay attention to changes in your weight, appetite, energy levels, or even changes in how your clothes fit. Trust your instincts when something feels off. Early intervention could be the difference between a treatable anomaly and a full-blown crisis. Regular check-ups, open communication with your healthcare provider, and a willingness to explore the slight but persistent symptoms are all part of ensuring that you take control of your health. It's also important to acknowledge the mental and emotional toll that the possibility of undetected cancer can have. The fear of the unknown can be unsettling, but it's crucial to channel that fear into positive actions: scheduling screenings, asking questions, and being your own health advocate. The more you know about the risks, the more power you have to counter them with early detection strategies and lifestyle changes. In doing so, you transform the uncertainty of aging into an opportunity for renewed strength and proactive care. Number 5. Severe infections from a weakened immune system. As we age, our immune system, the body's natural defense against infections, does not work as robustly as it once did. For older adults, even ordinary infections such as the flu, pneumonia, or urinary tract infections can rapidly escalate into serious, life-threatening conditions. The immune system's diminished ability to quickly and effectively respond to pathogens means that what might be a minor inconvenience for a younger person can quickly become a dire emergency for someone over 70. This phenomenon isn't just about encountering more germs, it's about the body's reduced capacity to fight them off. When an infection takes hold, The elderly are at significantly higher risk of complications such as sepsis, organ failure, or prolonged hospitalizations. I recall the heart-wrenching story of Walter, an 85-year-old who was known for his alertness and active nature. One morning, Walter felt a bit unusually tired and attributed it to a poor night's sleep. By the next day, his fever had spiked, and confusion set in. His family rushed him to the emergency room, only to learn that what started as a seemingly minor urinary tract infection had spread to his bloodstream. Walter was lucky to eventually recover, but not without a long, painful battle that underlined how quickly an infection can spiral out of control. For seniors, the stakes are extraordinarily high. Even common infections may not always present with the typical dramatic symptoms. Sometimes, the first indicators might be a vague sense of confusion, a slight change in behavior, or an unusual level of fatigue. These quiet symptoms can be easily misinterpreted as normal aging, yet they are signals that your immune system is struggling. That's why it's essential for older adults to be extra vigilant about any signs of infection and to seek prompt medical attention when something doesn't seem right. Several preventive measures can help strengthen your immune system and reduce the risk of severe infections. Staying up to date on vaccinations such as the flu shot and the pneumonia vaccine is critical. Maintaining good hygiene practices, such as frequent hand washing and avoiding crowds during the height of flu season, can also make a significant difference. Moreover, a balanced diet rich in vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, regular moderate exercise, and adequate sleep are all crucial components of a well-functioning immune system. While your body may not fend off infections as efficiently as it did in your younger years, these proactive steps can bolster your defenses considerably. It is also important to recognize that the early signs of infection in older adults might not be as pronounced as you would expect. A slight fever, minimal cough, or just a change in energy levels should never be dismissed, especially if they persist. Listening to your body and taking these small signs seriously is key to preventing minor infections from becoming catastrophic. Your healthcare provider may recommend regular check-ups and blood tests, which can help catch infections early before they become overwhelmingly dangerous. Remember, severe infections aren't inevitable, they're preventable through awareness, preparedness, and timely response. The body's natural defenses may wane with age, but by adopting a proactive approach, you can dramatically reduce your vulnerability to infections. In doing so, you not only protect your health but also maintain the quality of life that you have worked so hard to achieve. Early recognition and prompt treatment of infections mean fewer hospital visits, a lower risk of complications, and ultimately, more precious days spent enjoying life with vitality and joy. Number 6, falls and fractures that trigger a rapid decline. Of all the silent threats facing those over 70, falls are perhaps the most underestimated. A seemingly harmless stumble can trigger a rapid and irreversible decline, setting off a chain reaction that extends far beyond the initial injury. Falls are not merely accidents, they are often the beginning of a cascade of events that lead to hospitalization, loss of independence, and a significant decrease in overall quality of life. Many seniors complain of a slight unsteadiness or an occasional trip, dismissing them as part of the aging process. However, a fall can be devastating. When an older adult falls, it's not just the immediate injury that poses a risk. It is the prolonged recovery process, the possibility of complications such as infections, and the psychological impact that can lead to a profound loss of confidence. Consider the story of Carol, an 80-year-old woman who, one day, tripped on a rug in her own home. What seemed like a minor accident led to a fractured hip, subsequent surgery, and a long, grueling rehabilitation period. Unfortunately, Carol never fully regained her previous level of mobility. The fall set off a chain reaction. Decreased physical activity led to muscle weakness, isolation, and eventually, her transition into assisted care. This type of rapid decline is all too common among seniors after a fall. Falls can occur for many reasons: poor balance, side effects of medications, inadequate lighting, cluttered walkways, or even the design of one's living space. In many cases, the environment contributes as much to the risk as the individual's physical condition. For seniors, even simple tasks like getting out of bed or navigating a hallway can become dangerous if precautions aren't taken. The statistics are sobering. Falls are the #1 cause of injury-related deaths among older adults, and the repercussions of a fall can extend well beyond the initial injury. Preventing falls doesn't require a dramatic overhaul of your life, rather, it involves a series of small, deliberate actions. Regular strength and balance exercises such as Tai Chi or gentle yoga can improve stability and reduce the likelihood of falls. Home safety measures are equally important. Installing grab bars in the bathroom, using non-slip mats, ensuring that stairways are well lit, and decluttering common walkways can all make a significant difference. Even something as simple as replacing a doormat with one that won't slide on the floor can help maintain your balance and protect you from falls. It's also important to be mindful of any medications you're taking. Some drugs may cause dizziness or reduced alertness, and the cumulative effects of multiple medications can increase the risk of a fall. Regularly reviewing your medications with your doctor can help identify potential hazards and fine-tune your treatment plan to minimize risks. Additionally, if you ever feel unsteady on your feet, consider using a cane or walker not as a sign of weakness, but as a precaution that will allow you to maintain your independence longer by preventing a dangerous fall. Falls are more than just accidents. They are pivotal events that can trigger long-lasting changes in your health and lifestyle. The fear of falling can lead to a vicious cycle. Fear reduces physical activity, which in turn weakens muscles and worsens balance, further increasing the risk of falls. By taking proactive steps and remaining vigilant, you can break this cycle and significantly reduce the risk of a fall. The key is to acknowledge that minor mishaps are early warning signs, a call to action to reinforce your environment, your fitness, and your overall alertness to what your body is telling you. Final thoughts: embracing awareness to protect your golden years. As we wrap up this discussion of the 6 silent threats that cause most deaths after 70, a single truth becomes crystal clear: life after 70 isn't solely about avoiding death, it's about understanding where the real dangers lie, so you can protect what matters most. The threats we've explored: cardiovascular disease, lung damage, mismanaged diabetes, undetected cancers, severe infections, and falls each share a common characteristic: they begin quietly, without fanfare, and only become catastrophic when they're allowed to run their course unchecked. This isn't a message meant to instill fear, but rather to embolden you with knowledge. Awareness is power. It transforms seemingly innocuous symptoms into actionable signals, telling you when to slow down, when to get checked, and when to adjust your lifestyle before minor issues escalate into full-blown crises. With every small, deliberate action you take, whether it's attending a regular health screening, modifying your diet, incorporating gentle exercise, or improving your home safety, you're taking back control over your health and your future. Imagine your life as a tapestry, woven from both struggles and triumphs. Each thread represents a moment, a memory, or a lesson that has shaped you into the resilient person you are today. Just as this tapestry is rich with history, your body holds a story that deserves to be carefully tended. Embracing health doesn't mean living in constant fear of these silent threats. It means nurturing awareness, staying engaged with regular check-ups, and making small, positive changes that accumulate over time. When you listen to your body, recognizing every quiet signal and responding with care, you're not only safeguarding your future but also celebrating the years you've been given. Every sound, every ache, every moment of fatigue is an invitation to pause, assess, and act. By doing so, you fortify your body, sharpen your mind, and renew the spirit that has carried you through countless years. In a world where words like senior health, healthy aging, and retirement wellness dominate online searches, let these trends remind you that the power to influence your destiny lies in your hands. The knowledge you gain today is the foundation upon which tomorrow's robust health is built. And while the challenges of aging are inevitable, the opportunity to meet those challenges head-on is well within your grasp. Remember, the threat of cardiovascular disease is not a battle meant to be fought with fear, but with routine check-ups, a heart-healthy diet, and regular moderate exercise. The gradual decline of lung function is a call to embrace breathable, cleaner environments and to seek timely medical advice when you notice even minor changes. The hidden toll of mismanaged diabetes should prompt you to monitor your blood sugar, be mindful of your eating habits, and stay on top of your medications. Undetected cancers remind you that screening isn't just a precaution, it's a lifeline. Severe infections, born from a weakened immune system, can be staved off with vaccinations, hygiene, and a proactive attitude toward your health. And finally, the all too common falls and fractures are signals that small adjustments in your home and your routine can make the difference between independence and decline. As we conclude, think of this article as not just information, but as a call to action. Share these insights with friends, family, and loved ones. You never know who might need to hear that a minor symptom today could be the key to preserving a long, vibrant tomorrow. Let these words serve as your guide. Be observant, be proactive, and never underestimate the power of small changes. Each step you take in caring for your health is a step toward more years filled with meaning, joy, and freedom. If you found these insights valuable, consider commenting below with your thoughts or any small changes you've adopted in your own life. Your experiences and reflections matter, and they might be exactly what another reader needs to hear today. In the digital age, where so many turn to trusted sources for senior health tips and healthy aging strategies, your voice can make a powerful difference. Thank you for taking the time to read this full exploration of the silent threats that affect so many after 70. May you walk away with the knowledge to nurture your body, sharpen your mind, and strengthen your spirit. Protect your health by embracing awareness, and let that awareness empower you to lead a life that is as rich and vibrant as the years behind you deserve to be. Remember, your body speaks a language of its own. By paying attention to those whispers, the shortness of breath on a staircase, the slight numbness in your feet, the unexpected fatigue after meals, you are giving yourself the gift of timely care. With every symptom recognized early, every screening attended, and every improvement made, you build a foundation for a healthier, more resilient you. As you continue your journey through life, remember that while aging does bring its challenges, it also brings a rare beauty, a beauty forged in the flame of experience, one that cannot be replicated by youth alone. Embrace your age with dignity, act on the knowledge you've gained, and celebrate the fact that every new day offers another chance to care for the body that has carried you through decades of rich, unforgettable experiences. Let these 6 silent threats be your reminders, not of what you've lost, but of what you stand to protect. Each of them is a challenge that can be met head-on with informed choices, diligence in healthcare, and a deep respect for the wisdom your body has gathered over the years. May you find strength in awareness and motivation in every small win you achieve, and may the coming years be filled with good health, peace of mind, and the freedom to live the life you've always dreamed of, safe, vibrant, and full of meaning. Thank you for joining this journey of insight and empowerment. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and continue to let your light shine brightly. Your health truly matters, and each day is an opportunity to celebrate the treasured gift of life.